Smells like what?
Fire.
Fire? What smells like fire?
Smells like smoking too.
Oh, I don't like that smell. That's not a good smell to have in your classroom. I hope there's no fire anywhere.
Kind of smells like.
Alright guys, so. Hello teacher friends. It's been a long time. And I wanted to give you guys a few short clips of me teaching in my classroom. I'm so tired. And I felt like it was time to start back uploading some videos. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned. How do you spell
C-H
and
T-A.
TCH? There are two ways to spell the CH spelling. Almost always, not always, where do you typically see CH? Lydia? At the beginning. Give me an example word that has ch at the beginning.
Chip.
Chip. Okay? It can also be at the end. But when it's at the end, it usually has. Do what? Yes, but it has a short vowel sound. When I say short vowel sounds, what do I mean by that? What do I mean by short vowel sounds? Savannah. I, and what else? And eh. Yes. So those are our short vowel sounds. Now, there is one word that has a short vowel sound, but it does not quite follow that rule. Everybody said lunch. What do you hear in the middle? What, you don't hear that in the middle, you hear that at the end. You hear but don't you hear something behind it? What goes behind the sound? So, when you use TCH, there's not another consonant behind that short vowel sound. Like in lunch. Let me write that on the board really quick. Like lunch. So in lunch, you have ooh, say it with me. Now, when you look right here, boys and girls, what do you see? You see an N. Is that a vowel? No, it is a consonant. So this consonant breaks that rule. Okay? Now, if you have a word like catch, everybody say catch.
Catch.
Let's sound it out. Catch. Now, what do you see in front of it?
A.
What do you see in front of it? What sound? What sound? What do you see in front of it? Now, is there a consonant breaking that short vowel sound? No. So, what spelling are you going to use for the sound? TCH, because it is a short vowel sound, and there is not a consonant breaking that short vowel sound with the ch sound, because there's a sound in the middle. That is the easiest way to remember when to use TCH, when to use CH. Now, let me ask you this, boys and girls. Do we put TCH at the beginning of a word?
No.
No. If you go to our sound wall over here, let me find it. Right here. When you come to our sound wall, you have chair and you have TCH. And there's a red box in front of the TCH. So that lets you know that sound always, almost always comes at the end. Okay, for that spelling, for that sound. After a short vowel sound. Under certain circumstances. Okay? Awesome. After we read it, we're going to go to A33. It says, read with me. Jennifer has 8 coins. She wants to share them with her friend. She says, we each get 4 coins. Do you think this is a fair way of sharing? Alright, so I want you to look at how how they share it. They put 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. Do you think that's fair? Go figure it out. Do you think that's fair? Tell me yes or no, and tell me why it's not fair or why it is fair.
Second. Who's first?
Remember, we're quiet. We're at a voice level 0. Okay, so how much are the crayons?
7 cents.
They are 7 cents. So how many pennies did you circle? 7. All right, now let's go to number 10. Lydia, Adrian. Lydia, will you read number 10? Jalen.
Oh, Jalen had 6 pennies. Harry has a dime. Who has more money? How much more?
Okay, so look at that. It says Jalen has 6 pennies and Henry has 1 dime. So underneath that problem, you're going to tell me who has more money. Write their name. Who has more money, Jalen or Henry? Write it down.
B.
Okay, yes.
Can I get my eraser from my desk? Because this doesn't have an eraser.
Okay, then it says once you figure out who has more money, I want you to tell me how much more money does that person have? How much more money do they have? How much more money does that person have? Maya, you need to do your own work. Maya, you need to do your own work. Luke can do that by himself. He does not need your help. He can do it by himself. Boys and girls, we have finished the animal habitat and the areas that they live in. Now we're going to start talking about fairy tales.
Yes, I knew it.
Fairy tales. We're going to start talking about fairy tales. You're going to sit.
The girl was not like... That's kind of like an anime that I heard of.
I don't know what's going on with the internet today, but that's okay because we're done with that. All right, so y'all saw the beans were planted, and it was a big bean stalk. Now let's say our I can say, Miss Mason, you ready? Discuss elements of stories. I can identify characters, settings, and events in a fairy tale. I can demonstrate an understanding of the word wisdom. I love how some of you are reading. I can demonstrate an understanding of the phrase, the land of Nod. I can use a graphic organizer to identify characters, settings, and events in a fairy tale. Very good job reading. Give yourselves a pat on the back because you guys are so beautiful reading those I can statements. Now, look at the first vocabulary word. Everybody say enchanted.
Enchanted.
It says under a magic spell. For example, listen to this sentence. Maria and Malik knew they were in an enchanted forest because there were jewels on the trees instead of leaves. So what do you think enchanted means to you? Who could give me another way to define enchanted? All right, Aaron.
Like the opposite of a curse, but it's still magic.
Okay, I like that. All right, everybody listen to the next word. I say prick.
Prick.
Listen to what this means. To pierce, to make a small hole or cut something pointed or sharp. Listen to this sentence. After sharpening this pencil, Bryce was carefully not to prick himself on the sharp end. Who could give me another example of what the word prick means? Adrian?
Like, if you're writing on a piece of paper and your pencil's end is really sharp because you accidentally sharpened it a little too much, it'll prick through the paper.
All right, I like it. Very good. All right, look at the next word. I'm not using but one example. Look at the next word, spell. Everybody say spell.
Spell.
Believe, to make magic happen. All right, listen to this sentence first. Addison pretend to cast the spell on her room so that it would be clean. So it would clean itself. Who can, you already said one, put your hand down. You already said one, put your hand down. Who can tell me another example of what they think spell means, Savannah?
When Sword and Stone, the wizard, made The dishes clean themselves.
All right, very good. All right, everybody say virtue.
Virtue.
Goodness.
Goodness.
Listen to this sentence that explains what virtue means. Okay. The people in the land tell many stories of the virtue and kindness of their queen. Can anyone think of something else that gives me a great example of what virtue is? Lydia.
I'm a good kid. I'm a really virtue kid.
Okay, yeah. So you're saying she's a very good person. She's a good kid. All right, last one. Say wisdom.
Wisdom.
Good judgment.
Good judgment.
Understanding right from wrong.
Understanding right from wrong.
Listen to this sentence. My grandmother is known for her wisdom and good advice. Who can give me another example of what they think wisdom means? Gavin?
Miss B is good at teaching.
Okay, you gotta use the word wisdom.
Wisdom.
You gotta use the word wisdom in the sentence.
Miss B is wisdom of teaching.
Miss B has wisdom in her teaching. So what do you think that means? Adrian?
I think that means that you have a lot of knowledge on teaching.
That's exactly right. It's knowledge of something. Willow, please leave Aaron alone. Aaron, if that is distracting you, you can go put it at your seat. If it's distracting you, you can go put it at your seat so that it doesn't distract you or anybody else. All right, awesome. Let's explore. Y'all ready to explore?
Yeah.
All right, put on your thinking hats and let's get ready to explore this fairy tale life that we're about to enter into. Are you ready? Here we go.
I'm kind of scared.
What is the difference between fiction and non-fiction? Who can tell me what is the difference between fiction and non-fiction? How about Luke? How about you tell me? What's the difference?
Fiction means that it's real and non-fiction means it's not real.
Let's do the opposite way. Try that one more time, but change the order. All right, guys. So I think you guys got a little bit of how my day went today. I tried to show as much of my teaching as I possibly could. There are a few things that I did not share. I didn't show my reading small group. I didn't show a clip of that. That's usually like in the morning after I take up snack money and take roll and things like that. It's when we do our small reading groups. And then once we finish our reading groups, that's when we go into that first little short video where we do our reading and we were talking about the ch sound. After the reading, we have snack. And then, well, today we had library, so we didn't have snack at our normal time. And then it goes into the math lesson, which is where I talk about the money. And you saw me do a small group with math and how that works with my small group learning time with my kids. And then after math, we go to lunch. And after lunch, we do my tier 2 math group. And then after tier 2, we go to PE. And I get my little break. And then after PE is when we start talking about the fairy tale material. Yeah. And then after we're done with our fairy tale, which is our listening skill that we have for our curriculum, and the kids listen to a read aloud, and we ask questions, they answer questions. And then at the end of the day is when we have like our writing time, where we do like little short writings. Like this week's writing is about catching a leprechaun because this week is St. Patrick's Week. And so we try to keep it within the theme of the week. Well, guys, it is time for me to go to bed and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.